Well, it's different. Of course not. What I mean, what's the point in fucking doing it? People can't even see the difference. It's insane. You guys clearly saw the difference. People said it looked nice. Chair. This one's actually pretty sweet. This one's a little more noisy, but I think it's more comfy. But I don't know yet. So I just spent all day pulling tons and tons of leaves out of the back of the yard, and something that she wanted done for a long time, and oh, she doesn't see a difference. There's no difference. I didn't do a thing. You know, women don't appreciate what dudes do at all. Don't overdo it for a chick, ever. I don't even mean that in a mean way. I mean that in a helpless way. I mean that in a way that's like, don't overdo it for a chick, ever. They'll never appreciate it. It's never enough. It's never enough. I worked 6 hours today on fucking moving leaves. So no difference. You can't tell the difference. It's insane. It's like chicks just expect that this stuff, just one big gust of wind blows it and magically the yard's clean. That's what they imagine in their heads. They never considered that a dude went out there and spent hours moving leaves. But this is nothing new. It just is what it is. I'm basically on my stream just in case, because of the text that I got. I don't know what's going to end up happening. You never know. So I'm just taking a break on my leg because my leg feels all twisted up. And after that, I'm going to go out and work. So I just worked. I'm going to go to work after I've been up all night. I'll go do a DoorDash. I'll be more appreciated for bringing them food. I'll get a smile out of somebody, a thank you. I'll get a thank you out of my customers when I go give them food. I'll get a, what? You did that? I don't see a difference from family members. I need to get out of this fucking house. I need to get away from this family. You know, I brought in a second chair. I'm afraid to go and say, hey, would you like this chair? All you need is 5 good wheels that'll fit. I'm afraid to go and say that, because then if I say that, if I try to give them something, then that'll be an issue. something insulting. Oh, you don't have any need for a chair. You should be homeless. It's like I get attacked, harassed, intruded all the fucking time. She's talking about a fucking fence. Dude, I need to get the fuck out of here. She's talking about spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a fence. When all it's gonna take is maybe 150 bucks. Boom. I got a second bike. I can start making real money. The longer that this battery sits without me being able to use it, the worse off it's gonna be. And the more pointless it's gonna be to actually get it working. So time is of the essence, but you know, time doesn't matter when it's my life. It only matters when it's other people's lives. I had to wait an hour extra this morning because other people were taking their time in the morning. They were late. You can have all the tools that you need, and you're still late. Okay. But never overdo it for a chick. Like, I'm not even saying that in a mean way. I'm just saying that it's impossible for a chick to ever fathom what a dude does to go above and beyond. She cannot comprehend. It's insane. They're busting my fucking head. I don't know if I like this chair more. I like the armrests more. I like the fact that it has a leg rest. But I still have to touch it up in order for it to actually work properly. I gotta put a bar across it because it's broken. So I have to modify it. Yeah, but I just went out there and I did the entire fucking cleanup. Another quarter of a yard full. Maybe a fifth to 20% of a yard full. And totally disregarded. No thanks. No, wow, that looks alright. Even a fake one. Hey, wow, that looks alright, but I don't see the difference. No, no positivity at all. The females are the most negative fucking creatures on the planet. Like, it really depends on how they're raised, but there's just too many chicks that are just like, they don't care. Why do you act like you care if you don't care? You don't care how it looks. Stop complaining about how your fucking yard looks. I just exposed an entire patio. I fixed up the banana tree out back. There's so many fucking things that I just did. Somebody who says, "Oh, the yard looks like trash," even though the only reason why it looked like that was because I went 1 week without touching it up. Doesn't notice when I take 20% of the entire fucking yard full of leaves and remove it. You know, when I do nice stuff for my family, I get yelled at. When I do nice stuff for random people out in the street, I get thanked. I get smiled at. Why do you think I hate my whole fucking family at this point? Like, every fucking time I do something nice for my family, I get yelled at. I just got told after I said, "Hey, do you like how it looks back there?" She goes on a tangent about the fucking fence. Not even a fake. Wow, that does look nice. None of that. Took 20% of the fucking leaves out of the yard. Jesus Christ, dude. I get more appreciation from somebody who throws me a $10 fucking tip. I get at least a thank you on top of a $10 tip. They're going above and beyond. Random fucking my customers are going above and beyond more than my own family. And it's not even going above and beyond just to be a normal fucking human being. Like, this is me being pessimistic after poor treatment. I was not pessimistic 10 minutes ago at all. Trying to click my knee back in place and then throw my dash on. If anybody was around for the video earlier, you saw those fence legs. I think she said that she wanted to reuse those. Why did you have me remove the fence to begin with? You know what I think? I think it wasn't my aunt saying don't do the work. I think it was her, my mom, saying not to do the work when I was at my aunt's house. So what I was being consistently told was, no, your aunt doesn't want this done yet. No, your aunt doesn't want this done yet. She put it all on my aunt. She said that my aunt was saying, no, don't do this, don't do that the whole time. I don't think that was my aunt. So I was tricked. I was tricked to not do any work at my aunt's house and not get paid for it. Yeah, you know, I told her, I was like, look out back. Do you like how it looks? Because I went and I finished that up. I even exposed the patio. You saw where that banana tree was. I exposed the patio back there. You know, I cleaned around the water pump. I took out 3 more loads of those leaves, maybe 3 or 4 more of those bucketfuls, right? I asked her, how's it look back there? She starts to talk about the fences, like she wants to reuse the fences. Told me to tear it down, and now we're gonna put it back up. Rotten pieces of wood. There's no logic behind it. But not only that, 0 appreciation for what I did. Yeah, see, I get more appreciation from a random motherfucker on YouTube than my own family. But people on my YouTube, not you, other people are coming to my YouTube and shaming me and yelling at me and telling me I'm not doing enough. There's never enough. I've come to the conclusion, do not overdo it for a check ever. Not in a mean way, just because they can never appreciate it. They will not ever appreciate what you do for them. So really what I'm doing is I'm cleaning up the yard so I can breathe. So that there's less bugs, so I can fucking, so I don't have bugs streaming, flying in here every single time I open the door. So I'm doing it mostly for myself. Because before I started cleaning this place up, it was bug haven. So you open the door for a split second, you're getting a mosquito in here. Because of all the leaves. But I've pulled out, like you saw the amount that I pulled out in the front. I've pulled out 5 entire yardfuls like that over the last 2 or 3 years. No appreciation, no thank you. There's been a couple of thank yous. Wow, it looks good in the front. Never a statement about, wow, that's a lot of leaves that you pulled out of my yard. That's a lot of dead stuff, accumulating bugs. Zero appreciation. They don't do work. They don't do actual work, so they don't actually understand what it takes. My legs twisted up. I have to sit down right now. I just sacrificed my knee for that, and I didn't even get a thank you. Or even a fake that looks good. Even a fake, even if it was fake, that would have been nice. But it's a consistent, it's the same rhyme over and over again. It's I do something good and I get yelled at. Or I get ridiculed. Or it gets blown over. Like the last time that the last time that I hadn't cleaned up for like a whole week and a half or a week, the place was called trash. And then somebody else, the other person that lives here, goes around and blows all the leaves into places where it's going to be harder to get it out of that area. Huge bulk amount of leaves up against the edges of the property, to where it's going to take extra time to blow it back out. You know, I left the thing alone for like a month and a half. I was like, oh, I'm not going to do any work on here because if my work is going to be called trash because I didn't work on it for a week, that's insane. So I stopped working on it for like 1 month and a half, 2 months, and I was left alone. It was odd. It was like I didn't do any actual work here for like about a month and a half. I just focused on me, and I was left alone. It was like 2 days a week there was laundry, Wednesdays and Sundays. I could like almost get onto a schedule like that. And then I started doing work outside, right? This is the strange part. I started doing work outside, and then it's 5 days a week laundry. I get disciplined after I start doing things. It's a mind game. And this is what women do. And this has nothing to do with, being mean, because it's like, at this point, I don't know why we even care anymore. Constantly going out of our way to be right. No, you're never going to be right to a chick. A chick's going to always just one up you with, it wasn't good enough. Like a dad. Like, chicks are trying to be dudes. Like, a dad is supposed to be like disapproval. Okay, that's not good enough. Try again, son, but I got your back. The other part, I got your back. That's what I was missing. My dad was like, he was there, he actually had my back, but he never acted like it. So that was the difference between, my dad and how he raised me. But he would always tell me, disapproval, not good enough. But he wouldn't tell me that he's got my back at all. So I had no idea if he did. He would always treat my friends like angels. So, I already dealt with that shit. Now I go to my mother, and I'm dealing with the same level of disapproval, if not worse, because there's no logic behind it. No logic. I found out that open the door for like 30 seconds did actually affect the bug bombs. I didn't know that. Apparently the draft causes a breakage in the seal because it goes in, it flows around in the room. So, oops, I fucked up. After 4 hours, the bombs were on for 4 hours. So I didn't fuck up too hard, but did I really fuck up too hard if the doors were going to be open a half an hour later anyways? 1.5 hours early? Because if I hadn't opened the door for that 30 seconds, 2 hours early, it would have been 1.5 hours early when other guy living here went and walked in and started opening everything up. So it was a half an hour after I opened the door that everything started getting opened up by someone else. I did not open this door, and I showed it on the stream. I did not open this door until 2 o'clock p.m. my time, which was the deadline. So I left this room nice and closed until 2 o'clock p.m. But yeah, now I know for the next time. But I don't think I really ruined it. I saw, should have been fine. But because that happened, let's just ignore all the hard work that I just did outside. You know, my fucking feet kill me. I just took a nice shower. But this is mental abuse. This is I do a good job, and I get yelled at. You're forgetting this though. Okay. So I'm doing all of this for myself. I'm not doing this to appeal to anybody. I'm doing what I did today. I did that voluntarily. I want everyone to understand that. When I'm doing this work, I'm doing it voluntarily. And it's because I want to at least provide something back that I'm really good at. Like, I could go out there right now. I could walk her around the yard and be like, this is the spot that I haven't got yet. And she would turn it into, well, this and that and the other. And I would be like, I'm talking about cleaning that area up. And she would go off on this huge tangent about everything else in like complete disapproval. This is what I'm up against. I cannot get along with her. I need to get out of here. I need to never see her again, never see my family again. So I can't, like, the reason why I talk about how I got here was because it could have been just that simple. I go and I work, I go sleep in a parking lot finally, where I don't have to worry about a cop waking me up. That was why I came here, was that I can sleep here, take a shower, and go to work every day on a cycle. And that's what I was doing, right? Instead of getting woken up by the cop, I got woke up by her. So I didn't escape the getting woke up part, but I still needed a shower desperately. So I stayed. That's why I'm stuck in this situation. I did not have a shower. That's why I keep saying over and over repeatedly on my channel that showers, even pay showers, I think pay showers are more the appropriate measure. Pay showers are important. Because when you do become homeless, like the situation that I was in, then you don't have to deal with the situation at all. You don't have to fall from having a car to not having a car because you're being woke up by your own family. Your whole work cycle is being disrupted by your whole family. You don't have to deal with that if we have access to showers, even if it was paid showers. I don't think I'm not looking for freebies. I'm just looking for basic necessities available to those who don't have an immediate home. And they can pay for it. Imagine spending about 25 to 30 bucks in gas to go take a shower and then pay $20 to take that shower. So like $50, $40, $50 to go take a shower every day. That's not happening. So it wasn't happening every day. What I would do is I would go and take those showers like once, twice a week, and then I would go take a cold shower at the farm. So that's what I was doing at first. Little did I know is I was dousing myself in chemicals. So I fucked my immune system up. So now if I go without a shower too long, then I'll start breaking out in hives. It sucks. I was doing good before this. I was living in hotels. Like I didn't do live streams of any of it because I was too busy working. I was too busy talking to people, working. I had 2 devices always on. I was always calling people, doing random calls, friend calls, like constantly on a call. I had plenty of money. It was the maintenance on my vehicle, the transmission broke. That's what fucked me. And ever since then, just my life fell apart. why did my transmission break? Because my car was overheating if it was in gear, if it was in drive, while I was sitting at red lights and waiting for other people to hurry the fuck up and get out of my way. So sometimes, people would take that long time to turn, and I'd be sitting there like, oh, okay, I gotta put it in neutral. Put it in neutral. So I had to keep changing my gear all the time. It fucked my transmission up. I think that's what happened. So, yeah, it's almost unavoidable. But when I say all these people that are complaining that I'm on the road because I'm on a bike, I'm like, bro, I was likely stuck behind you, and that's why my fucking transmission broke. Hundreds of thousands of miles just stuck behind people. So don't get on my ass because now I'm in the road. I wouldn't be in the road if people got out of my fucking way. I can't do DoorDash unless I have a valid ID. I don't know if anybody knew that about DoorDash. So if you want to do DoorDash on a bike, you're going to have a license. Not a valid ID, a valid license. So even if you want to do DoorDash on a bike, you're going to need a license first, and you're going to need to keep that license. I have no problem with that. So I have a license. I'm licensed to be on the road. Don't act like I'm some random homeless person that didn't keep his life together. That's why I get mad when people are being rude to me on the road. It's like, bro, I'm showing that I'm doing DoorDash. That shows that I have a license. That shows that I pass a background check. If I'm walking with my bike down the street and you see my DoorDash bag and you know that I'm a DoorDasher, I have a legitimate background check every single year. I think it's every year. I can't even keep track because I don't keep track. The background check comes through and it's automatic. I don't have to pay for it, which is nice. But I have to keep a license active in order to do DoorDash. So I'm not a person that's unlicensed. I literally have my ID on me as I'm out. I have to verify my identity like once every couple of weeks. I think it's been every couple of weeks so far. But just to understand a little bit about my life and to understand, whoever's talking behind my back either doesn't know the full story or they know the whole story and they're on the bad side and they're lying. That's for those who talk behind my back. Nobody wants to talk to me. I've always made myself available on Telegram. Now I've taken my Telegram down. Whatever. But, nobody's wanted to speak to me directly. And if they have, it's always been like aggravating, like somebody trying to aggravate me on purpose. It's the only reason why they're talking. There's been a couple of people who I've been able to talk to, but generally it's just, you don't get too many people wanting to text you just because you're on a live stream. Well, just keep pushing forward. It's going to take more than that. I need a rocket blast. I need a rocket ship blast up to the moon. Go look at my shorts, interact with them. I appreciate your comment, by the way. I don't know if I went and I liked it yet and responded to it yet, but I appreciate your your engagement with my shorts. I know you engaged with one of my shorts, but basically, like, if you go through my shorts, and I'm going to keep bringing out new information, that screwworm thing is a big deal. It's the New World screwworm. Okay, they found it in Texas. It's reemerged. So in 1966, we eradicated it, but it was through bioengineered ticks that or not ticks, but yeah, that can't breed. And so Screwworms, yeah. So they're going to be doing a sale at Costco. That's an easy way to hide the infection. So that's kind of like an added piece that I threw onto it. It's not just the screwworm. I didn't hear from somebody else making that connection. What I heard was one channel talking about this, another channel talking about that. I put two and two together and I'm like, oh, okay. So this is my rendition. This is my opinion that what they're going to be doing is they're going to be selling us screwworm riddled meat that people will not be opening until later on. Because if they're buying a half a cow at Costco, they're not buying it to go eat it in a day. So they're not going to find out if it has screwworm until much later. So it looks like a little bit of a thing to worry about. I'd be careful when buying from Costco if you're going to get a half cow. And I'd be careful with beef right now because of that screwworm, because you don't know where it might be. We're literally importing beef from other countries. So if we're importing beef, I'm sure that there's certain beef that are getting exported too. So just have that in mind. But that's why these shorts are going to be very short, but it's going to be a do your own research. So look up the multiple different topics that I might hint to, might allude to in my shorts, so you can keep updated with what's actually going on. And I do plan on doing more of those. But get them viral, because those are more I told you so's. Because I've been seeing this screwworm thing for the last 6 months. It's been like 4 to 6 months. And for them to just now be talking about it is kind of suspicious. But I thought about clipping it out of my lives, and I'm like, I could do better than that. With just a few words, I could really just bring out the whole topic and my opinion at the same time without making the connection, so that I am not liable for any opinions that people may build on my short. Because that's what I have to be careful of. Because if I'm doing it and I'm like, this means 100% that Costco is selling screwworm beef. If I was saying something like that, that would be a problem, and I'd get sued. But if I make the illusion, if I allude to it, then it's less likely that I'll get fucked with. It's just bringing up topics. So when I do those, do the research, because these are two separate topics that I'm piecing together. You're not going to really find them in the same spot usually. 32 million mosquitoes, Google. Usually people are using, like, thinking, when they're thinking the millions of mosquitoes, they're thinking Bill Gates. The reason why I brought up the Google thing is because now Google is also trying to do that. So keep up on the shorts. And later, dude. If anybody else joins and wants to keep up with it, go and check out my shorts, and you'll see what I mean. Oh, wish me luck. I'm gonna throw my dash on right now, so I'm gonna go split screen probably. did I have it off? Oh, that's right. When I went to split screen, probably. So it doesn't really matter, does it? But yeah. So, yeah, this is working pretty good. But this and this adds a lot to the weight, but it also adds stability. And I'm like worried about pulling that stability away from this. Right now, I'm currently on a dash, so I could like scramble all of a sudden and grab everything, you know. Where is my bit? this real quick. Alright, let's see if I can make this happen. It's going to be an interesting experience. I feel like it's not going to be as... not going to be as reliable as I want to, probably. But, I'm going to test the thing out a little bit more before I make another tweak to it. Whoa. Not supposed to be on yet. So what I'll end up doing is I'll be making a right strap one because this is killer on my left side, really bad. But I want to get another experience like this and or either stop doing it completely talked about that. Messed up my battery. Does it really start with this bag on? It's definitely not fully comfortable. This is another test run. If I had lighter materials, it would make a lot more sense.
So my plan, just so that, there's a burn ban.
Okay.
So that's why all this stuff hasn't been burned, but
Okay, so that means if I'm taking little bits of it out of there by hand, like
so I wanna use the fencing for pathways. So I wanna leave all that back there until I can go back.
want me to
there and
replace
do
some
it.
of that already there?
Huh?
Want me to replace some of that?
That, yes.
Because that's getting to be a pain.
Bigger, but I mean,
You want me to widen it or anything? I could look at it, make it look
no,
nice
I
if
just
that's the
want you to
purpose.
understand, number one, there's a burn ban.
Yeah.
Number two, all that stuff has to stay back there until I go through it.
What else was I getting? Because I get distracted on the way out. Something else that I was doing. It's the mouthwash. Is that it? So if anyone witnessed that, which I wasn't expecting, that was the first time that I've actually seen a real, hey, yeah, this is exactly what I want to do with it, and if, and then, and next. That was the first time that I have seen something like that come out of her, so. I've been trying to get that out of her for fucking 2 years or something. That kind of straight up. That's what I want it for. Okay. In order to get around it, well, I'm gonna have to just work around it. Perfect. Now I can work out my plans, It really isn't holding up as well as I want it to. It's still down there. It's like that's only 1 foot away from my freaking. I bet it's gonna be sweet on the ride though. So we'll give that a shot right now. this one out of the way. I've been seeing people with some like really cool angles, but I don't know what they're using. I haven't looked it up yet. I'm sure that there's something, right? I don't know if it's the position of my shoulder. Photo bomb this person. Dude, this thing is not sitting right. Did it just spin? It just spun. I didn't expect it to. Is that a freaking palm? One of those palms growing up in a tree. This is to be up. This is to be out. Perfect. But not perfect enough. I can't tell if this is. Yeah, that's all I've been looking for, is that kind of conversation, and I haven't been getting it. So I'll remember that. Do this. See, it's really not the way I want it. Or maybe actually it's not a big deal, because it's, even if it's like pointed downwards a little bit, it still shows the whole thing. I could totally like attach this to my bag though. Like secondarily. It's not as convenient as I need it to be. Like I'm trying to pull this thing back, but it's not coming up. Can't move the thing back. It's stuck in one position. This also twisted, and it's not supposed to twist. I was trying to set it in. It's going to the left of the road. Damn it. Let's try that. Yeah, so I didn't think like a little draft like that would affect it. So it just like kills its brain. So let's do. That is the thing. So the right strap Why is the thing on mute? Bro, I just saw my thing was on mute again. For no reason. Does that feel right? It's kind of right. Still need to see some orders though. That's such a time. Wow, I can't believe people used to use that like size of recycling bin. Is that a recycling bin? No. But I remember when people used to use like recycling bins. Now it's like you need a whole recycling dumpster because there's so many cardboard things that we have to. It would be a shame to not recycle, by the way, because like yeah, the Chinese they're benefiting from it, but would you rather just all that waste get put into a landfill? I don't know. Especially if you can get it as an option for free. If you can recycle and you don't have to pay for it, go for it. But the recycling business, the industry is kind of 100% like, not 100%, but it's corrupt. Today is the Monday, but yeah, so nobody's on here, so I think I'm just gonna leave. But I'm also like kind of in a safe zone, so right now. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Thank you for joining. And I don't know if I say it enough. Thank you. God thank God. This is my channel. So I just hope people will one day be able to find me. I get like people saying I love you. It might be because they see my picture at the park on Alice or I don't know.